I was at my daughter's wedding when her mother said it. He's just the stepdad, not family. Her voice was soft enough to sound polite, yet loud enough for everyone at the table to hear. My fork paused midway. The laughter around us dimmed. Conversations tripped over silence. For a heartbeat, I swear I heard my own pulse echoing in the crystal glasses. I didn't argue. Didn't even look at her. I just placed my fork down gently, wiped my mouth, and stood up. The chair made a soft scraping sound that somehow felt louder than the music. I left. No scene, no words, no goodbye, just gone. Her name's Leela, my daughter. I met her when she was 6, back when her mother, Claire, was still pretending to be in love with me. Leela had this habit of running barefoot into my arms after school. Back then, I thought it meant something. She called me Dad before anyone asked her to. Her biological father was a ghost, absent and uninterested. I was the one who built her treehouse, taught her to ride a bike, sat through every fever and heartbreak. 13 years of being her father, and one sentence erased it all. But the betrayal didn't start that night. It began months earlier, like a hairline crack spreading through glass. I noticed Claire's smile tightening whenever Leela thanked me for something. The wedding planning became her stage. "I'll handle it," she'd say, waving me off from decisions, guest lists, and the finances, except, of course, the payments. I didn't mind at first. Weddings are for mothers and daughters, I told myself. Let them have it. Then one evening, I overheard Claire on the phone. Her voice was sharp, impatient. "He'll pay for everything. He owes her that much." Owes. That word sat in my chest like a stone. I started paying attention after that. The subtle corrections, her real father, when talking to guests. The way Leela's fiancé, Ben, began calling me Sir instead of Dad. The way the invitations listed me as Mr. Daniel Hale, stepfather of the bride. I realized I'd become a prop in the ceremony I was financing. So, I began to plan, quietly, methodically. I'm a financial auditor by profession. People forget what that means. I see everything others try to hide. First, I pulled my name from every payment connected to the wedding. The venue, catering, photography, all booked under my business account. I froze them 2 days before the event. Not cancelled, just paused. Next, I moved assets from our joint account to a trust in Leela's name. Locked, inaccessible until her 30th birthday. She wouldn't see it as kindness now, but one day she'd understand, it was protection. Finally, I met with Ben's father, Richard, a real estate man with a reputation for gambling debts and quick lies. I knew he was desperate for liquidity. I offered him a partnership in my firm on paper, for show. In reality, it was bait. He took it. The deal tied his name to the venue lease, the alcohol license, and the vendor contracts. In short, the entire wedding ran through him. He didn't realize that until hours before the ceremony. The wedding went beautifully, until it didn't. I left right after Claire's little announcement, drove home, poured myself a drink, and waited. 2 hours later, my phone buzzed. A private number. "Mr. Hale," a deep, uneasy voice said. "This is Richard Bennett. We need to talk. Now." When he arrived, he looked pale and drenched in sweat. "The venue owners are threatening to shut everything down. The caterer won't serve. They're saying payments bounced. Your name's on the contracts, but the bank says it's all under my account. What the hell's going on?" I didn't answer. Just watched him unravel. Then he said the words I'd been waiting for. "They're rushing here, the bride, the groom, her mother. They want to apologize. Please just stay silent, okay?" When they arrived, the night had already turned sour. The bride's makeup streaked down her face. Ben's tie hung loose. And Claire, she looked furious. Dad, Leela said softly. Please, we didn't mean it like that. She was just nervous. I stayed silent. Claire stepped forward. Daniel, we can fix this. Just call the bank. Unfreeze the accounts. This wedding. I interrupted, my voice calm, almost detached. The one I paid for. The one I was never really part of. She opened her mouth, but I lifted a hand. Richard, I said, turning to Ben's father, you might want to check your email. He frowned, pulled out his phone, and within seconds, his expression changed from confusion to horror. The partnership agreement, the one I made him sign, had been forwarded to every vendor. His digital signature confirmed that he was the financial guarantor for the entire event, legally and publicly. If payments stopped, his name was the one on record, not mine. The silence that followed was suffocating. Claire whispered, "What did you do?" I looked at her. I left. Her confusion deepened. I left when you decided I wasn't family, I said. You wanted to define my worth by a title, so I let you. The stepdad paid for nothing today. Your partner's father did. Richard's face turned crimson. You set me up. No, I said, standing. I just stopped protecting people who didn't protect me. By morning, the news spread. The wedding had collapsed midway. Vendors pulled out. Guests left early. The Bennett's finances were under investigation due to the fake partnership. Claire's social circle, ruthless women who smelled weakness, devoured her reputation. And Leela, she didn't call for a month. When she finally did, her voice was small. Dad, she whispered. I didn't know. I know, I said. She cried. I didn't. It's been 6 months now. She visits alone sometimes. Sometimes she sits with me in silence. Sometimes she talks about her job, her life. She's learning who really stayed when others left. As for Claire, she's moved in with her sister, selling jewelry online. Richard's assets were frozen. His business collapsed. Poetic symmetry, really. People think revenge is about anger. It isn't. It's about balance. About quietly moving the pieces until the board resets itself. That night at the wedding, when she said I wasn't family, she was right. Just not in the way she meant. Because family isn't blood. It's loyalty. And loyalty, once broken, doesn't heal. It transforms, into silence, into strength, into justice. And that's exactly what they got.